have risen from the ashes to school the masses. Hello, everyone, and welcome to episode 124 of the Scholars of Wrestling show. You know what? I'm going to have a little fun this week. So, my name is Tarek Awar, and I am the certified T and a bona fide scholar, and you can't teach that. And this man right here, this is Big Bryan, and he's a couple of inches taller than me, and you can't teach that. Hi, Bryan.
Bada bing, bada boom, realest scholars in the room. How you doing?
There you go. What better way to open up this week's episode of Scholars of Wrestling?
Oh, I was not prepared for that.
But I saw your expression. You were just like, "What are you doing?" I don't know how to take this.
And then you stopped, and I was like, "Well, better finish it off." Yeah, but I figured, you already took the majority of the first part, so I'll finish it off. Why not?
Why not? You know what? You make a good argument there. And in case you people haven't noticed, Scholar Jeff isn't here to enjoy this fun.
So the inmates are going to be running the asylum tonight.
Oh, yeah. Jeff has better things to do, flying to Vegas and play video games, from Mortal Kombat to Street Fighter to Pokemon Go.
So he can take out his violent tendencies on a controller instead of...
So he can reach his climax in a different perspective.
Yes, instead of taking it out on us.
Possibly running into Xavier Woods for up, up, down, down. But, hey, imagine if that actually happens.
Dude.
I would be jealous.
Yes, very jealous. Very jealous.
Well, we wish Scholar Jeff the most luck at EVO in Las Vegas, Sin City. I would expect him to come and tell interesting stories there, but you know what they say, what happens in Vegas stays in Vegas. Except for herpes. That shit'll come back with you.
Yeah. and I'll let that go.
left the master of doucheries speechless. All right.
Well, I could say what I would normally say, but virgin ears may be listening.
Indeed. So we're just going to go ahead and jump right into it with, no peeking behind the curtain this week, so there is no backstage news.
Because the world of news and WWE and wrestling is god-awful this week.
Pretty much slim to none. So it's kind of a relief for me, actually, so I don't get to hear that ridiculous meh from you, Bryan.
Oh, the meh will come. It's just a matter of finding the perfect spot.
I shouldn't have said anything.
I just gotta find the perfect spot for it to come in.
Yeah, that's something to look forward to. Thanks a lot, Bryan.
Thanks a lot. I wouldn't have even thought of it if you brought it up, so sucks to be you.
You know what? Meh. There, I stole your thunder.
No.
How does that feel?
Fuck you and the horse you rode in on.
Bitch. Okay, so we're just going to go and talk about the specific shows that happened this week in the world of professional wrestling, preferably, and let's start with NXT, pretty much, or also known as the Shinsuke Nakamura versus Finn Bálor show.
Yeah, let's face it. When they decided that this was going to be on a regular NXT show, you should have known that it was going to take up the majority of it. The last time wasn't there like a 2 out of 3 falls number 1 contender match? Samoa Joe and
I know what you're talking about.
It was right after the triple threat where Baron Corbin got pinned. Or there was a double submission.
Oh man, it's escaping my mind, but I do know what you're talking about. I think you're right.
That was the full hour. The one time that NXT has ever gone the full hour. They normally go about 45 minutes, 50 minutes. They do the HBO thing, and then
that's what they did this week. Really, they went to the 50-minute mark, but it wasn't all just Nakamura versus Bálor. They had they started off with a little Samoa Joe promo, which I could be perfectly honest, I watched it, but the people I was with were incredibly loud and obnoxious, and for some odd reason shitting all over Samoa Joe. I guess that means they don't like him. But you know what? It ruined my fun. But all the stuff I did hear, I got the hint of Samoa Joe basically saying he's going after Nakamura.
And why wouldn't he? Why wouldn't he?
Oh yeah, that's just planting the seeds of amazing things to come.
Exactly. It's.
But in the meantime, before then, all of a sudden comes out Rhino and says, "So, you're the person I need to get to beat to make it to the top." And Samoa Joe's like, "LOL, nope, I'm not having any of you right now."
Rhino, seriously?
Yeah, that was my response. I was just like, really? Nothing against Rhino.
We go straight from Shinsuke Nakamura to fucking Rhino?
Yeah, it was just
like, I love Rhino, but come on, dude.
We don't want to see you facing Samoa Joe again, and this time for the title. We don't want to see.
No, we've seen Rhino versus Samoa Joe enough.
Granted, I think wasn't Rhino the heel and Samoa Joe was the face when they last fought?
It was before Samoa Joe turned on Bálor.
Yeah, that's right.
So,
granted, okay, the roles are reversed, but
roles are reversed, but the result's got to be the same.
Exactly. Rhino's just going to be nothing more than just a stepping stone for Samoa Joe's awesome title reign.
Yeah, and he already did that. So why are we going back to that?
So we're not going to go back to that. We're going to just go right into Nakamura versus Bálor.
Yeah, why not?
Which, all in all, it was a very good match.
Are we going best of the three? Or is Zayn?
Honestly, I'm going to say Zayn's still the best.
Zayn's still the best?
Granted, if this was a takeover match,
if it was a takeover match,
it would be a
they
completely different
longer.
story. Not even that they would have gone longer, they would have just gone. It was the equivalent of a Raw. It was like a pay-per-view on a Raw match.
Got it. A Raw main event, if you will.
Yeah, exactly. A Raw main event. But it was a good Raw main event. And nothing more to say. Nakamura getting the victory.
As he should.
Didn't read the spoilers. I'm not doing any spoilers, so even for our next topic, I didn't read the spoilers, but we'll cross that bridge when we come to it.
So are we thinking now that Balor's done all that he needs, all that he's
the next time we're going to see Bálor, he's going to be a draft pick next week.
He's either going to be a draft pick or he's just going to randomly show up.
I wouldn't be surprised if he randomly show up, but I'm thinking he's going to be a surprise draft pick.
Yeah. Either a surprise draft pick or he's going to be in that crop of they always do the post-WrestleMania and the post-SummerSlam call-ups. So, hey, maybe. Who knows? We'll have to find out next week now, won't we?
If I had to give the match, you didn't see the match. Well, you saw the ending of it.
Yes.
So, when it comes to the match in its entirety, I'm just going to give a facial hair rating for that match. I'm just going to give it a full beard. It wasn't a perfect match. Honestly, it was it's like a low full beard, borderline peach fuzz or classic goatee.
Peach fuzz.
I'm mixing up the facial hair ratings. I'm like, wait,
it's like peach fuzz. Sit.
I was like, yeah, screw the classic goatee. I shaved my goatee, so it's like, oh yeah, I'm having peach fuzz right now, so it's peach fuzz, of course. But yeah, I'm going to give it borderline classic goatee, just over for full beard. It was a great match. It could have been better, but we said it's the equivalent of a Raw main event than a pay-per-view main event.
But Shinsuke Nakamura hasn't had a bad one yet, and that's all that matters.
It is all that matters, and
apparently
Scholar Jeff is in the right for being on the major hype train of Shinsuke Nakamura.
And apparently him and Chris Jericho went toe-to-toe in Tokyo, and that was great too. So.
I saw the highlights of that. Oh, I can't wait. Nakamura is going to be a fun attraction when he comes up to the main roster eventually.
Indeed.
All right, well, that's it for NXT. Let's move along to the Cruiserweight Classic. And let me just start by saying the introduction to the Cruiserweight Classic, it's the equivalent of a Power Rangers intro.
Yeah.
It was very...
What was it?
It was a very cartoony intro.
And the punching?
And the punching for each superstar, for each matchup that they showed him.
One of the guys looked way too happy to be punching. He was smiling.
I know who you're talking about. We'll talk about that when we get to that match. But it was just, I wasn't expecting this. This is like making it a what is the show called? The kids show, Saturday Morning Slam.
Oh yeah.
That's what it kind of reminded me of. Like, oh, it's that kind of intro, huh? I'm expecting "Go Go Power Rangers" to be the intro because there was cartoon wrestlers that were dressed up as ninjas.
What? And it's like we're watching the TV. We're like, what? What is this? What's happening?
And but that was just the intro, and we're not going to go that far into the intro. But it definitely was like, whoa, I wasn't expecting this, but okay.
And then we move on to Daniel Bryan and Mauro Ranallo as the commentators. And
no complaints.
No complaints. These guys know what they're talking about. Of course, the people we were with, aforementioned. And Mauro Ranallo was free of the
verbal assault. Yeah,
but
whatever.
Daniel Bryan needs to make money too. Damn it.
Yeah, but I will say, I even said this when we watched it. Listening to Daniel Bryan's voice, I don't know why, but just hearing it, and not seeing him like on a microphone or anything, just hearing him, for some reason it just was giving me a chuckle. It was just his voice was just basically so light and kind of high pitched. I'm just like, I don't know why. This is actually kind of getting to me. And I told you this. I'm like, this is the equivalent. I don't know if most people will remember this, but there's like an old video of a talk show host interviewing this couple. It was foreign, so they weren't speaking English, and they were I don't really know what they were talking about because I didn't understand them. But the husband had such a high-pitched voice, it made the host lose his cool, and he just continued to burst out laughing. So it was the guy, like the wife talked, and then the husband talked, and the host just couldn't keep his cool, and he just couldn't stop laughing.
Because it's probably the guy looked like one of those guys like the butch.
No, he wasn't a butch. No. He was just a normal-looking guy.
Normal-looking guy with just a high-pitched Mike Tyson voice.
With a high-pitched Mike Tyson voice, and the host just couldn't keep his cool for some reason. But yeah, that I was the host pretty much, and Daniel Bryan was that husband. I don't know. I honestly don't know why it was getting to me so much. I'm like, why? I don't know. Why is this?
No, because it's like you don't expect it. You've heard him do promos before, and he doesn't use that voice.
Yeah,
it's like the tone is different. Maybe it's because of the neck surgeries. Maybe what they did affected his voice box a little bit. But yeah, it did not sound like the Daniel Bryan that I know. The facts were correct. They didn't screw up names.
They didn't do anything wrong, really. It was just his.
They didn't Michael Cole the first.
But honestly, it was only at the beginning I got the chuckle, and then after that I was back to normal, and I was like, okay, I'm liking this. These guys definitely work well together.
Yes,
and they work off each other really well. Good team, and. Moving on to the matches, we'll start with the first match. Let's see, Gran Metal defeating Alejandro Saez.
And I pretty much didn't read the spoilers.
Yeah, no,
okay.
We're just going to be clear. We said it before. No spoilers, so we don't know what happened. We don't know any of the results that are already happening right now.
As soon as I saw a dude in a mask, Mexican style. Soon as I saw a dude in a lucha mask against a Spanish guy who's kind of flabby, has the Del Rio look to him. I was the whiter Del Rio look to him. That's what I saw.
Del Rio is in better shape. Maybe even before he left.
No, I was like the flabby.
Like I said, Del Rio maybe before he left.
No,
first time, but he's in better shape now. My
thought was okay. The flabbier, whiter version of Del Rio. He's got the hair. He's got the face. Like if he actually got a little more in shape, like I could see it. I could. And then as soon as I saw that, I was like, Lucha Mask is winning. That's it.
And yeah, he did. Gran Metallic is his name, and he did win. But did you notice after he landed his finishing move, and he was pinning Saez. I'm hoping
it looked like Saez was dead.
It looked well. Yes, Sias landed on his head with that move. Plus, Metallic lost his lucha mask.
Yeah,
you actually see him keeping his head down. I don't know why I'm doing it.
Like as soon as
his head down, you see his hair,
and you know it because as soon as the 3 count happens, okay, the camera pans away.
Yeah, they change cameras so he can quickly slip his mask back on, and then they moved on to him celebrating. And I'm like, oh, that may have cost you some points for a future match.
Yeah,
possibly.
Now it's like I don't know if I could predict you in the next round. I don't know if your mask isn't that snug on your head. How long has he been wrestling? And the mask comes off while you're doing.
Oh, you mean the match itself?
No, I mean,
or in general. How long has he been wrestling in general? Oh, I don't know.
It's one of those. You get a mask that fits you, bro.
It's not just the mask that fits you. Just tie the damn thing tight,
right?
double knot that shit.
Double knot it. Go to Rey Mysterio and just be like, "Teach me, man. Teach me, master. Teach me your secrets." Don't go to Sin Cara. Don't do that. That's it.
Well, the original Sin Cara, yeah, sure.
Don't do that.
How many times did Sin Cara almost lose his mask? The original Sin Cara.
Good Lord!
Or was it? We're just.
You'll get his bad juju.
Mysticara, that's what we're calling him.
He'll give you his bad juju, and you'll never anything that can go wrong will go wrong.
But when it comes to the match quality itself, it was a very generic match. It was quick. I think it was 6 minutes, 7 minutes tops. It was very quick, to the point, and.
Perfectly acceptable stuff.
That finishing move, I was just like, damn!
And I also liked the Sia's shooting star press to the outside.
Yeah, that was good. That was awesome as well. Moving on to the next match, Ho Ho Lun defeating Arya Davari.
Oh, smiley puncher. Okay.
I will say this. This was the weakest match of the event.
Yeah. I said it while watching.
No one was into the match.
I said it while watching. Tarek can back me up on this. If your finisher in a Cruiserweight Classic tournament is a German suplex with a bridge, okay, I do not see you making it far in this tournament.
Oh, I actually think this match was shorter. I think this was under 5 minutes.
Yeah, it
was a very quick match. I was actually cheering for Davari, not just because he was the brother of Davari, who was in WWE with Muhammad Hassan, but he was actually full-fledged character. He was a typical heel, and he was playing it very well. And Lun or Loon, whatever, I'm just saying it how I would say it. Lun, he was very generic. He didn't have anything special, and once the match ended, there was barely an applause.
Yeah, and
he was looking around like, really? No one's going to be cheering for me here? I just want a match. Am I not getting any fans here?
It was either that, or he had that look on his face like, really? Was that supposed to be the 3 count? What happened?
All I know is that I was just like, wow, of the matches so far, second match in, and I'm just like,
I just don't feel like these two did not work well together.
No, they did.
This matchup was poorly made.
It was.
Really.
And when I mean Davari doing well, it was because he's doing heel things, kicking the guy in the head, taunting the crowd,
slapping,
doing
the Jericho slapping.
Yeah. No, minus the stupid idiot.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was definitely the weakest match.
Yeah, definitely.
I ended up just like, wow, that match wasn't very good.
That was the match where we focused on eating our food.
Yeah, right. And so we'll move on to the match that, in my opinion, was the match of the event so far, of the, I guess, match of the night, of the 4 matches that they had.
I like this. I like this one. I liked it, but I'm not gonna go match of the night.
Cedric Alexander defeating Clement Petiot. I think this was match of the night because there was little to no mistakes. Actually, I don't think there were any mistakes. These guys worked very well together. It was fast paced. They had more time. This one reached over the 10-minute mark.
Mm-hmm.
And like I said, they worked well together. It was very well paced. it started off at a nice, decent pace, and then it sped up. And Cedric Alexander, he has a career.
Oh yeah,
I could see him after this tournament going, "Hey, you want a job?"
I can see him getting an NXT contract.
Exactly.
But technically, match was perfect.
That's
really.
why I had so much fun with this match, and I'm just like, I like this guy.
Technically,
he made an impression on me.
Yeah, technical wrestling aspect. Yes, match of the night. I will give that to you. Definite, little to no mistakes. Cedric Alexander, I liked the dude.
I liked him too.
He's charismatic. I could probably do without the bug eyes when he wins the match.
Yeah, that was the only critique I had. I'm like, ugh, he's having kind of a creepy face here. And well, this may be his only winning match of this tournament, because the winner of the next match that we're talking about is the next match that is the guy he's facing in the tournament. And I liked this match, but it was a good match. It did well wrestling wise, and it was good storytelling wise. The one thing that hurt it was when we were watching it. We were basically focusing on Mulata being a Samoan.
Yeah,
being part of the Samoan dynasty.
The reason
we were all just like, oh no, we like Ibushi. It's like
we like Ibushi, but he's going up against the Samoan in the first round. No.
It's like, knowing how Vince McMahon is with the Samoan family right now, I'm scared for Ibushi because we want him to win. We want him to proceed in this tournament, which he did.
There was an actual thought going through the room that at some point, the consensus going through the room was, did Ibushi really come over here just to get fed to a Samoan
in the first round?
Yeah, and because of the fun we were having yelling at the TV, I'm giving this my match of the night because of how invested
I'll give you that.
We were emotionally. This was match of the night. Technically,
that I will give you. I will give you like emotion, storytelling wise. It was match of the night. But when it came to the wrestling perspective, there was one big move. I'm still convinced it was a botch, even though you guys were trying to tell me otherwise.
No, I agree with you that it was a botch, but they played it off so well. It made the move look more badass than it was supposed to.
See, the botch was Mulata was trying to do a flip over the top rope and landing on Ibushi.
The botch was he got hung up and landed on his feet.
The thing is, he jumped early.
Got hung up
on the ropes,
landed on the apron, and then just continued flipping over.
So they cleaned, like, it wasn't that much of a fault, like messed up botch, but it was still the fact of that it's like, whoa, that was awkward.
That didn't look right. But
he kept going.
That was badass too.
It kind of was.
Yeah. So it's like, do we take points off for that? Do we really?
I'll take half a point off of that one.
Because it's like he botched the actual move, but in the end, the move looked more badass than it probably would have been.
It was like, I'll add a little show off. Oh, it was planned all along. I may have jumped early, but I'm just stalling. It's like, got you. Now here's the real flip.
And the fun when he hit the super kick, Ibushi fell back, and a couple of the guys in the room that we were in were like, "Oh no, he's got to get the 3 count." And I was like, "No, it's a Samoan kick. Samoans only get 2."
And then I go off. The only way a Samoan kick will actually successfully go through is if Shawn Michaels is the one doing it.
And I was like, and then I got kind of racial with it.
We'll just stick it with that.
No, it has to be said. Okay,
you know what? Go ahead.
Super kicks for Samoans only get 2, but of course it's the white guy doing the super kick that gets the 3 count.
Oh, Brian!
But then you have to think back because Dolph Ziggler does the super kick too, and he only gets 2. So you can't really put it in those kinds of terms.
That's why I put it specifically to Shawn Michaels, you bastard.
So it's like, yeah. So
shame on you.
Yeah. Well, come on. Had to be said.
You douche.
Had to be said. With the company that we were with, had to be said.
If it helps you sleep at night, I will give you that.
Yes. You need to understand who we hang out with for that to be okay.
So when it came to the entire event, because that was it, that was all that they presented, because it was only an hour event.
Yeah, I'll give it a classic goatee.
I'll give it a very good classic goatee, and knowing that next week we have like Tajiri, Bryan. I think Brian Kendrick they said is next week.
No, they. I think they only have one big name guy a week, so that you can build up
the other people.
Not even the other people, so that you have one big guy on each show to like hype up.
Okay.
The show. So this week we had Boushey. We had Kota Ibushi. Not everybody knows him, but enough people know him to be like, okay, we got this. Next week is going to be Tajiri. You're probably going to get Kendrick either the week after or
whenever.
Or
another show.
Yeah.
But yeah.
But the big draw next week is Tajiri.
And I'm looking forward to that. I love Tajiri. I saw... excuse me. Did you see the video of William Regal and Tajiri reuniting?
Yes.
At the Performance Center?
Yes.
Oh my God. I couldn't stop laughing.
They brought it back.
They brought it back. Even just for that one bit. They brought it back, and William Regal sold it perfectly. With Tajiri happy to see him, and William Regal's like, oh no. And then every time Tajiri is looking away, oh God. Oh yeah, I'm happy to see you, man. Oh God, why are you here? Classic. For the Cruiserweight Classic. Okay. Cheap humor. Cheap puns.
It's what we do here.
All right, but yeah, for the Cruiserweight Classic this week, I'm gonna give it a classic goatee. It was entertaining. The third match with Alexander and Petiot, where it was my favorite match. It was on the edge of my seat fun.
The Davari match was
the Davari match actually hurt because we didn't even say it was Ho Ho Lun was the one doing that smile fighting pose.
Yeah,
he had the big grin, and I'm just like, only because you have that big goofy grin, I want you to lose. And of course, because
Tarek wants him to lose,
and of course he wins. I'm just like, okay, you're not going to survive the next round. If you do, I'll be very sad.
You're not, because your finisher is a German with a bridge, and that is very meh.
Oh, you got your in the meh. There you go.
That is how we do it.
All right. Now we'll move on to the main roster and talk about what happened this week on Monday Night Raw. Final week before the WWE draft, the brand extension, whatever the hell they want to call it. And of course, the show opens with a number one contender battle royale for number one contender for the Intercontinental Championship.
And when I first saw who was in the ring, I was like, are they really going to re-debut him to lose in an Intercontinental title battle royal? Because I didn't believe for 1 second that what was coming next was going to come. But no, Darren Young is your new number one contender for the Intercontinental title.
What baffled me when Raw started and I saw all the people that were in the ring for the Battle Royal, I was just like...
It was all tag teams, right?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. I was like, are you sure this is for the number one contender for the IC title? Because we had the Ascension, we had the Usos, we had the Golden Truth, we had the Vaudevillains.
I could see Golden Truth. Because they're two singles...
The only singles guys that I really saw were Del Rio, Baron Corbin, Darren Young, and of course the one that actually got the entrance was Apollo Crews, which actually that part scared the hell out of me.
Sheamus was there too.
Was Sheamus in that? Was he in that match? No, he wasn't.
Oh, he wasn't.
No, he faced Ryder at the end of the.
Oh yeah, that's right.
So yeah,
it shows you how much I remember that match.
But yeah, it was mainly tag teams. I was like, really? This is how you're going to push the Intercontinental Championship by having all the guys fight who are in tag teams? That doesn't feel right. And of course, when I saw Darren Young, I'm like, he better be the winner, or else this making Darren Young great again is just a bust. And I actually looked at all the past like Royal Rumble Battle Royals that as far as I can go. Darren Young, I believe, is the first man to win a Battle Royal and not be a part of the decision.
Right? I actually love that.
It was Apollo Crews eliminating Baron Corbin and him at the same time. And I'm just like, wait a minute. Does that mean Darren Young won? And he had the exact same look on his face. It's like, wait, did I just win? As much as hilariously awesome as that was, I also have to look at it from a down point because I'm like, is this just going to be like Darren Young's thing where he just accidentally wins to build up character for him?
Well, let's face it, okay? His mentor isn't exactly the most stable.
But his mentor is a former WWF champion.
Yeah, and they've been making a joke out of him for 15 years.
No. Well, it's kind of hard when it's easier because most of the wrestlers who were in the past who have been WWF champions are all cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs when they show up anyway. So it's still the fact that really you're.
I actually enjoyed that bit of it. I was like, as soon as it happened that he's in the ring and he's like, what?
And Bob Backlund lifting him up and just celebrated.
They actually went there. Yes.
At that point, I'm just going, oh. As happy as I was, I'm just like, oh no! Like his match with Miz, is he gonna trip over?
Yeah.
He's just gonna do some finish. He knocks the Miz down. He's gonna do some like possibly like people's elbow-esque doing like running on the ropes.
No, I can see the Miz going.
Darren Young just trips on him and just pins him right there.
No, I could see the Miz going for the what's the name?
Skull Crushing Finale.
Yeah, going for the Skull Crushing Finale, and Darren Young just trips him, falls on top of him, and then rolls him up for the pin.
See, that's the one problem now. We're just making a joke about it.
No, but you know,
I hope this is just a whole something that they never done before.
No, I'm like, if this is the gimmick itself, okay, if it's the entire point of the gimmick to be accidental, like I'm like, as long as they stick with it, I'm like, I'm fine with that. I don't really have much invested in Darren Young, to be perfectly honest.
I like Darren Young.
If he wants, if the WWE wants him to have the goofy vignettes and be accidental winner all the time, I'm like, if that's the plan, you got to stick to it. Okay, you can't have him do this at the Battle Royal and then beat The Miz handily. Okay, you can't do that. It's got to be one or the other.
It just questions on whether or not like they actually are like this is the only time that it's going to be a joke victory, and you just see he's being taken very seriously, and he like wins with the crossface chicken wing or something since Bob Backlund gave him the move.
What if it starts out as accidental, and as further along he gets into training,
when it evolves, it like builds up his confidence to actually continue winning,
Yeah,
I like that. That would be an interesting
I'm like, that
idea.
would be cool.
Okay, the last thing I have to ask about this: what is Darren Young's music going to just be that drum roll and a Bob Backlund light version for Darren Young?
I can see it. I don't like it, but it's
that's the only reason why I wish he got the entrance music instead of just being in the ring already.
Yeah, to figure out what exactly is happening here.
Honestly, they should never have had anyone have an entrance music who is in the match, and The Miz would be the one that has the entrance, and him walk in to do the color commentary.
Yeah.
That's what they should have done.
I'm like, they always do that. Why didn't they do that this time? But
I don't know. It just made me worried because I didn't want Apollo Crews to win because I still feel like
that was my thought. I thought Crews was going to win.
Yeah, because Apollo Crews is greener than a fresh cut grass.
Yeah,
nothing against him. I liked him when he was in NXT.
They bought him up too soon.
That's something we've been saying for a long time. All right, moving on. We'll just go right. We'll go back to Sheamus.
Yeah, why not?
And Poning Ryder, because all it was is just to have Zack Ryder go for the United States Championship at Battleground after Sheamus destroys him in like a 2-minute match.
Yeah, and then Rusev comes out and is like, "I accept your challenge.
I accept your challenge," while putting him in the. Wow, why am I blanking out? Shit, his submission hold. God. The Accolade?
The Accolade.
There he is. Okay.
The Accolade. What is happening?
I don't know what it is. I just keep forgetting names of specific finishing maneuvers. This isn't the first time I actually forgot the name of the Accolade. You got the Accolade
wrong.
It's not the fact that I got it wrong. It's just the fact that I keep forgetting it.
I forgot the skull crushing finale, and I'm a fan of the Miz. So what's happening?
That one, I can't figure out for you.
And then, No, I was a fan of Sheamus for 2 minutes.
I'm still a fan of Sheamus. I'm honestly hoping that this draft will help put him back in the right direction, because
as soon as they started doing the League of Nations, when he first came back, I was like, yeah, this is the dude that we wanted to see. He's taking heads, doing all this, and then they started the League of Nations bullshit. And I was like, this is the Sheamus. This is the 2009 Sheamus that everybody hated.
I'm just gonna say it right now. I seriously doubt that any of them are listening, but I'm gonna call out to Adam Pacitti of WhatCulture.com and just have him do how he would book the League of Nations. You know what? After we record, when I get home, I'm going to post it on his Twitter and be like, how would you book the League of Nations? If he actually did, I would be like, he acknowledged me.
No, it's like, how would you book the League of Nations? He tweets back, I wouldn't.
He still acknowledged me. I'm just like, thank you. It's like, why would I want to book that? Well, again, I like the idea. There were four guys. Of course, now we're drifting off and talking about the League of Nations, but I'll just say I liked the idea.
Yeah.
Of all these guys who are top contenders. 2 of them are former world champions. One is a future world champion, I believe, in Rusev.
Yes.
If he doesn't win a world title in his career, I'll be shocked.
Here's why we're talking about the League of Nations right now. Because even though they're broken up, they still keep helping each other out.
Except Del Rio.
Fuck you.
Pretty much. But yeah. Zack Ryder's number one contender.
Zack Ryder's number one contender, and if he wins, we riot.
If he wins, I am going to post a video on the Scholars page of me taking the last bit of fandom that I have of Zack Ryder, which is my broski headband, and I'm going to burn it. I am going to record myself burning it, and I'm going to post it on the Scholars YouTube page.
Because why not?
And while it's happening, it's just... I'm going to not do this new version of his theme song. I'm going to do the old one. Oh, radio, tell me everything you know. It lights, and I'm just going to be, I like to sing to the radio. I still like the theme song. I can't. It's a guilty pleasure.
We liked him until he came out of nowhere to win the Intercontinental title.
No, I stopped liking him after he was John Cena's bitch.
True enough.
And he became the whole reason of John Cena. He became a part of John Cena Embrace the Hate storyline.
My problem with him is
after that I was losing my fandom with him because he was just like, now I can't take you seriously anymore. It's the equivalent of Heath Slater. If Heath Slater started getting a push, I wouldn't believe it because he got pinned by Lita.
Yeah,
a couple years ago.
Credibility is gone.
He lost his credibility. He was the one member of the Nexus who I think had no career after the Nexus broke up, other than just being called the Wendy's girl.
Oh, yeah, and he beat Chris Jericho twice. So,
oh Jesus Christ!
Yeah, I brought that up.
Let's move on. This is actually kind of depressing me now, talking about just people who have no careers, why they're still in WWE, and Damian Sandow is not. But yeah, that's Sandow mentioned. Let's talk about some gold that happened on Monday Night Raw, and that was the Kevin Owens versus Cesaro match. These guys can continuously have matches, and I'll never get tired of it.
Yeah, Kevin Owens, Cesaro, Sami Zayn in the background. Just have them feud until the end of time.
It's just heartbreaking that Cesaro is just basically a tool in Sami Zayn and Owens' feud. I want him to do something, but it's not just because of my man crush on him. It's not because I dream about him in my sleeps. No, I'm joking. I'm not.
Finally, the man admits it.
I've made it perfectly clear to you and on the show. Cesaro. If I had a man crush, it is Cesaro.
Yeah.
And I am perfectly fine with that.
On the point of you wanting him to do something other than being like the linchpin in storylines, the outsider who...
I want him to be involved in a storyline, not a part of someone else's storyline.
Yeah. So, as for right now, it's if he's gonna be a part of somebody else's storyline, this is probably the best one.
It's the number 2 feud
to
going
be
on.
In. But yeah, I agree with you. I think he needs his own feud coming up. But
makes me ask why he wasn't in the Intercontinental Championship Battle Royal, because there's still stuff going on with him and the Miz, and I want Cesaro as the Intercontinental Championship. My favorite guy.
No!
My favorite guy with my favorite belt. What more can you ask? I would be a happy scholar if that ever happened.
The more that you talk about it, the less chance it has of happening. So shut up. Don't you realize your stigma? Okay.
Yeah, I know.
I want Cesaro to win. Doesn't win.
Because Vince McMahon hates me. The bastard. Him with his ghastly in his weight room. Did you see that Twitter post of Vince McMahon with the Pokemon Go?
That was great.
I cannot believe that.
I loved it.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
I try to shut you up about Cesaro, but it's to help you, not to hurt you, because every time you talk about Cesaro, Vince McMahon shoves him down a little bit more.
I know, but I just want to talk about him. He's my favorite guy right now. Oh. Speaking of favorite guys, let's go moving on to Enzo and Cass taking on Carl Anderson and Luke Gallows of the Club. Was it a one-on-one match, Enzo versus Anderson, or was it a tag match that happened on Raw? Yeah, it was the tag match.
It was the tag
match, and of course,
I would hope so, because that's how you wrote it down.
Yeah, I actually do remember. I actually remember the card showing like them and AJ Styles in the background. So yeah, it was the tag match.
Yeah. And of course, as soon as you knew John Cena was going to show up somewhere, I
actually was convinced he wasn't going to show up because he was doing the rehearsal. He was in Los Angeles. Granted, Edge did something similar when he was around a few years ago. He was at a house show that I went to in Pennsylvania, and he showed up in Michigan that later for Raw. So it's not impossible, but I actually was thinking, John Cena's rehearsing for the ESPYs, which you told me he was awesome on before we started recording.
Yes.
And they used it for the storyline with AJ's like, John Cena has something better to do than go to the ESPYs. He goes to the ESPYs. He doesn't care about you, Enzo, and Cass.
And as soon as he said that...
No, it wasn't. It was, and then the match happened.
Yeah.
And it was a pretty decent match. But, of course, how this feud is going... the club, it has to make everyone look good, where not to the extent everyone looked good, where the club was on the verge of losing. And of course the match ended in a no contest or Enzo and Cass win by DQ. I don't know how they do it now. And of course, who comes in to make the save? John Cena. The one thing I liked about this segment was the promo they had at the beginning, saying that, John Cena's at the top, and you guys are just going to go through everyone to make sure you get to the top, which eventually will come to us. So instead of us waiting for you guys to attack, we're just going to attack you first.
Yeah.
I liked that.
It makes everything from last week make a whole lot more sense.
Exactly,
because when Enzo and Cass came out to help John Cena, we were all like, why?
Granted, no one's complaining because
no one's complaining
because we don't want to see Enzo and Cass versus the Social Outcasts.
Yeah, so it's like we love it because they're in like a major storyline, but why? Why you haven't had interactions? You haven't that. So what is going on? So they came out, addressed it right away, and the explanation was a good one, and I like that.
It had dimensions to this feud other than just they're the good guys and they have to help the other good guy.
Yeah, it's more like we know that at some point you're gonna come to us, so we said why wait. That's it.
All right, move on to another segment, the one that most of us actually was looking forward to: the New Day entering the Wyatt's compound, aka Final Deletion 2.0, or honestly. People are just saying it was just so their response to Final Deletion, but I think maybe they planned it and it just so happened to be at the same time as the Final Deletion. Because why would WWE want to copy something from TNA? Right, exactly.
Vince McMahon talks all the time about how we don't give a crap about TNA. We don't.
It's just something. It was just something similar. At least with Final Deletion, it was an actual match.
But we finally actually had something that shows really how creepy and menacing the Wyatt family is. Ever since they started that New Face of Fear storyline that they've got Bray Wyatt going, we never actually saw it. He talked about it. He did all that.
He did good stuff.
But we never actually saw it. With this storyline, this is probably the best way to make it happen. The New Face of Fear. You're going up against the people.
The best act in WWE. Right
the best act in WWE. The power of positivity. Okay, one of them is scared as hell of you. Xavier Woods.
I actually am liking how this story is progressing, and I can't wait to see what they're gonna do.
Exactly.
The Raw before the draft.
It's the perfect way for the New Face of Fear and the family to become the actual New Face of Fear. They've said it over and over again, trying to get it into your heads, but now we're actually seeing it.
Exactly, and I can't wait to see what they're going to do next. Because it's funny, I said it before, each set, like the past two segments, for some reason, the first time I watched it, I didn't like it, but it took the second time watching it to break it down. I'm like, you know what? This actually is really good. I'm liking this. The power of positivity versus quote unquote the real world.
Yeah, it lets you get deeper into Bray Wyatt's psyche, and like he's doing the best work now.
He's doing great
than he's done in a while, because it actually works. It's the power of fear versus the power of positivity, and we should have known that this was coming from the moment that the New Day started turning face.
We should have. It was like It's even funny because they're still kind of face. They still do face things, but they also are doing heel things by calling out the Wyatts in the first place, cutting in on their return, making fun of the way they look.
Yeah.
At that point, and Xavier being pretty much the smart one.
Shut up.
I'm like, okay, we're having so much fun, but we're kind of messing with the wrong guys here, and it's actually making the Wyatts a legit threat. Like you said, and I'm loving it. And speaking of loving it, we'll move on to the Rollins report. Well, when I say loving it, it's more like loving what Dean Ambrose did to it. When it came to the Rollins report itself, and he said he was going to interview Roman Reigns, I'm like, they're going to just do clips, aren't they? They're going to... And once I saw it was like different clips of Roman Reigns saying stuff, I was like, okay... I even posted this on Twitter. Seth, you did a good job, but Kurt Angle did better interviewing a Samoan.
Yes, he did.
Hashtag sure rock, drink up.
that I remember
Kurt Angle
that.
I was really hoping Kurt Angle would have been like, thank you. But, of course, no one responds to me. Damn it. But, Yeah, it was a funny segment. I was actually really concerned because he's like the Rollins Report. I'm like, seriously, what is WWE's deal of giving all these wrestlers talk shows?
How many people need a talk show? Wasn't two
but
enough?
Hopefully, this is the only Rollins
Report.
Hey,
yeah,
you never know. It's similar. Hopefully it's the only Rollins Report we'll actually get, because as interesting of that intro, like they put money into that intro and all that. I hope he can't get another talk show. Please no.
Yeah.
And then Dean Ambrose came out and be like, all you're doing is going after Roman Reigns. I'm here, damn it. I'm not the third wheel in this. And I've sacrificed blood, I've sacrificed body parts, even though he really hasn't. But it's a good thing to say to get this title. If you think I've gone through all this to get the title, what do you think the extreme I'm going to get to keep it? I'm like, there you go.
Exactly.
This is what they should have been doing, focusing on Ambrose and Rollins, not just Rollins focusing on the guy who's not there.
But it feels like they're doing the thing where Rollins isn't taking Dean Ambrose seriously, and Dean Ambrose is going to get him in the end.
Which is, I can't wait for the championship match next week.
Yeah.
It's going to be a very good match because these guys work awesome together. And I've even seen their first, because they did WWE posted a video of like how certain rivalries began. They talked about Dean Ambrose and Seth Rollins. I actually watched their first match together. So good. I had fun. I don't care if it ended, it didn't have a clean ending. It was fun. I just hope that this Dean Ambrose is not just simply getting a transitional championship reign.
That would suck.
I love Dean Ambrose as champion, but I feel like
I think
a week after they give him the WWE World Heavyweight Championship, it's just the WWE Championship.
I kind of feel like the reason they're setting this up right before the brand split is so that both Dean Ambrose and Roman Reigns can be champions at the same time.
Ah, jeez.
You know what I mean? Because they're talking about Roman Reigns versus Seth Rollins for a title as the main event of SummerSlam.
Really?
Does it have to be...
Is that really what they're doing?
Does it have to be this title, though? I'm like...
Shit. I just hate... I've even said this... I even said this when I was watching Raw. I'm sick and tired of them just pushing Roman Reigns and Seth Rollins. Money in the Bank, they were pushing Seth Rollins and Roman Reigns as a WrestleMania quality match. Yet now when they add Dean Ambrose to the mix, which in my opinion, and I'm sure it's in your opinion too, a 10 times a better WrestleMania match. This is a bigger WrestleMania match than just simply one-on-one with each other.
They should have held this. They should have held a triple threat between the members of the Shield for either SummerSlam
or WrestleMania.
They blew their load too early.
I've said this many times to you, and to the show, to Jeff, to our friends. The fact that the first ever triple threat match with the Shield members for the first time since they broke up is on a B pay-per-view is insulting. It's insulting to them because all three guys are the top players of WWE right now. They deserve so much better, so much more, and this match, their first match should not be on a B pay-per-view. Their first match should have been on SummerSlam. Their first match should have been at WrestleMania. Their second matches, that's fine putting it on a B pay-per-view, but the big moment that made them like this is their first time, they're not taking it as seriously because it's just WWE's opinion on Dean Ambrose. Because they had Dean Ambrose in, it's the Shield's first match together. It's not WrestleMania quality. Sorry.
Because I feel like with the announcement of who is running each show, that Dean Ambrose isn't going to be on the show that Stephanie is running.
That's a good transition to our next topic.
Exactly. Might as well go into it.
Yeah, which is Vince McMahon announcing the quote-unquote commissioners of Raw and SmackDown, which the whole build-up to who it's going to be was a complete waste of time. Shane McMahon is running SmackDown, and Stephanie McMahon is running the flagship show, which Vince McMahon specifically called out as the flagship show, as the primary show. I'm like, the whole point of this draft is to make the shows equal. Why are you calling out Raw as the primary show? Granted, it is, because it's Raw and it's lasted long. It's been around longer than SmackDown. But how are we supposed to take it seriously as two equal brands when they're not even doing it? Why is Raw still 3 hours and why is SmackDown 2 hours? If you wanted to make it work, either make SmackDown 3 hours, make Raw 2 hours, or make them both 2.5 hours.
Yeah, I could not do 3 hours, 2 shows. I couldn't do it.
Neither can I.
It's so bad.
It's just the simple fact that these shows have to be treated equally, and keeping Raw 3 hours and keeping SmackDown 2 hours is not making it equal. It's honest. It's stupid. Seriously, with a smaller roster now, they're gonna have a smaller roster, both pretty much equal rosters. Why does Raw need an extra hour?
Who knows? And as soon as they said Stephanie's running Raw, I'm like, well, I guess she's not going to draft Ambrose. He had it in mind.
And I find it even more hilarious the fact that like they're the commissioners, yet they're going to have general managers under them.
Yeah, that's weird.
That was very weird. So I was like, is Shane and Stephanie going to be off TV for a while, and the general managers will be the weekly appearance guys?
That's probably why Kane and Vicky came back. They're probably coming back as...
Well, I don't think it's going to be anyone that we saw asking for the job. Because it's Teddy Long, John Laurinaitis, and Vicky Guerrero. 3 jokes, pretty much. When they came in, they were being looked at as comedy acts that weren't taken seriously. So people are saying that, it's Stephanie McMahon's running Raw. The general manager has to be Triple H. Does it really? Because really looking at it, do you really think Triple H would be okay being the underling to Stephanie? Which people even joked about it throughout the whole time of Triple H being the COO. I don't think that won't work very well. I think I see Triple H coming in as being her partner, like co-general manager, co-commissioners, and they've already kind of accidentally leaked who Shane McMahon's general manager is going to be. I don't know if it's going to stay that way with the Yes movement. Daniel Bryan will be the general manager of SmackDown, which kind of makes sense. So the question is, if it's not going to be Triple H, who do you see being Stephanie's general manager?
Oh, that's actually tough, man.
Part of me wants to be like, hey, they just released an Eric Bischoff DVD. Imagine if it was going to be Bischoff.
Dude, bring back the Bischoff and McMahon and Stephanie.
That would be interesting.
Why not? Do it.
Just Eric Bischoff or Paul Heyman. It would be funny. I would actually laugh at that. But, all right. Well, that's it for the Raw rundown. So we're going to do the big thing that we talked about for this week. The draft. Since the draft is next week, we decided to have a little fun and do our own Scholars draft, which we're both getting either Raw or SmackDown, which will be decided by a coin toss. Now, I have the coin.
Now, do we have to act in the minds of Stephanie or Shane, or is it just us?
It'll be, you know what, let's have a little fun with this. We'll kind of do a mixture of both. So we're going to pick names who we actually think will be on Raw and will be on SmackDown, like people who we want, who actually possibly will be on these shows. And whoever gets the most right, like, we'll make a game out of this. Whoever gets the most right just wins, and then next week we'll do something with the loser.
Works.
It's like, if I lose, I'll buzz my head. If you lose, you buzz your beard. Oh!
On air, even.
That'll be another thing we'll record.
Not getting rid of this beard.
Yeah, that was an idea. It's pretty much something similar to that. But yeah, let's do it right now. Okay, we'll call it the winner gets Raw, the loser gets SmackDown, and it's not because Raw is the primary show. We're just it's alphabetical order. Raw, R before S. So okay, we'll call it In the Air, and what we're gonna do is we're only gonna choose 10 names. I have a notepad, so I'm gonna actually write this down. I'm gonna put your name first, Brian.
Yay!
And I'll put my name. Show. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So I don't know why I'm counting. So yeah, I'm just quickly writing it down, the numbers, so we can actually have an idea how many people we chose so far. So we're not just talking out of our ass, which is what I'm doing right now. Let's see, 10. Okay. You ready to call it In the Air? Tails. Tails. All right, I got Raw.
All right. I got the Smacky Smack.
Smacky Smack. You got the People's Show.
Yes.
We'll never forget that The Rock invented SmackDown. Like how Chris Jericho invented everything.
Yes.
You stupid idiot.
Drink it in, man.
Oh, believe me, I'm drinking it in right now. I need a quench thirst of the clear liquid. Feel the power of the clear liquid coursing through the veins. All right. I'm gonna be simple-minded on this. My first choice. I'm gonna choose my man crush as my number 1 pick. Actually, you know what? I'm not just thinking. I'm not thinking with my penis right now. I'm actually gonna think logically because I actually want to win this. I'm gonna just choose Roman Reigns as my first choice. Roman. I'm not gonna think with my penis.
Dean, motherfucker.
Dean, there you go. All right, number 2. I'm trying to think who can they logically keep on Raw. I think I'm gonna go with a little stretch here. I'm gonna pick Randy Orton because they want to have their top guys running Raw, their top guys on each show.
I feel that if you are going to go with Roman Reigns, okay, I feel like they want the 2 faces of the company, one on each show. Mm-hmm. So I'm going to pick John Cena.
I don't blame you. I would have done the exact same thing. All right. Let's see. They like to keep Raw as the primary show for some apparent reason because, equality is something WWE doesn't understand. They want to keep big names. I think I'm gonna go with this. We're fasting it.
Yeah, it's hard when you're actually doing a draft instead of writing down rosters, which was the original plan.
Idea, but we're just like, this is gonna take too goddamn long.
Yeah.
Let's see. Keep a primary guy. Good top heel. I'm gonna go with Kevin Owens as my number 3.
Okay, so I need a good top heel. So this is a long shot, but I'm going Sethy Seth.
You going Seth? Yeah, that's a good one.
I'm going Seth Rollins.
Seth, okay. Let's see, Rollins. All right, let's see. We want to... Now I'm trying to think with the mid-card titles, they'll probably have one on Raw and one on SmackDown. And since, like I said, I'm actually thinking a lot like how they would think and how they thought in the past. I'm going to keep Rusev on Raw.
Well, if that's the case, mark me down for The Miz.
Yeah, because they've even made it clear in the past that they want to have the Intercontinental Championship be a primary thing on SmackDown. It's so weird. I'm actually thinking for you. Why am I doing this? I'm helping you out here.
No, I said it as soon as I came here. Once you stay the champion, I'm going the other way.
Yeah,
immediately.
That's fine, yeah.
Because you didn't even have to say secondary titles. They bought one on each show. I knew that coming in. So that's it.
This actually is hard, and we're only at number 5.
I've got my pick for number 5, and that's basically because of how they've been building the feud.
Okay. For me, let's see. This sucks. I actually had the roster prepared, and I don't have it now.
Well, you better pick your boy before I take him.
That's the thing. I'm trying to think which show would he thrive more on. And really thinking about it, the hell with it. I'm actually going to think with my penis, and I'm going to put my boy Cesaro on. I just love that. It's like I'm just getting the big chuckles out of you. It's like, God, what is wrong with you? Many things, sir. I have many things wrong with me.
They've been building up this Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn match as like the final one. For now, of course. So I feel like it's in. Like I feel like they're gonna split them up. So if you've got Owens on Raw, give me Sami Zayn.
Okay. Now, this one I'm even adding the thought of, are they actually gonna break tag teams? Because
are we doing tag teams as one?
That's what I wanted to ask you, because they're not. Because they keep hinting the fact that some tag teams may be split up. But I looked at the recent list of tag teams. You really can't. No. There is no guy that can really thrive on their own.
Like you can break up the New Day.
Yeah, New Day's the only real exception.
Yeah.
Because hell, they're even because this whole feud with the Wyatts is a possible lead to a breakup. But knowing how Vince McMahon is and how much he just is out of his mind most of the time, and he doesn't care about what we think most of the time, I really, really hate to say this, but I actually do think he may end up breaking up Enzo and Cass. Just because of how much he loves... I think
it's too soon, but go for it.
Trust me. I'm just going to put Big Cass on my list.
Now, you went with your man crush. I'm going to go with mine. Give me Uncle Bray, baby.
Uncle Bray? Yeah. Uncle Bray? There you go.
I was like, I'm surprised he dropped down to 6.
Yeah, I know, right? Yeah. But I could be perfectly honest. I think Bray Wyatt would actually do more for SmackDown than he would for Raw.
That was actually my thought. Like, you put Owens as 3, so I was like, okay, I'm going to take Zayn. You did Rusev as 4, so I'm like, okay, I'm gonna take the opposite, and I'm like, if he drops to 6, I'm doing it. That's it.
You only made me choose Cesaro just so you can get Bray, didn't you?
Yep.
Damn you. Oh shit.
Mind games. I learned from the best.
There you go. Let's see. Just looking at the roster,
and just assume that the entire family comes with. Because I'm not gonna pick up 7, 8, 9, or 10.
Yeah. I'm only choosing this because I don't want him to split up. I'm wasting a number here pretty much. I'm gonna pick Enzo.
Alright.
I don't care that I'm wasting a number, and it's probably a waste of time, but it may cost me this game that we're doing. But honestly, I don't give a shit. I want Enzo and Cass to stay together.
Okay. Let's see. Do they break up the tag team of the New Day? Or do they get rid of the third? That's what I have to think about. Because for me, SmackDown, it's either Kofi or Xavier Woods. Big E is going to stay on Raw, I feel.
That's an interesting idea.
So, it's the question of who I think. And the way that they're playing it right now, like, I can't believe this is going to be my number 7. But, give me Xavier Woods.
Woods? Okay. Let's see. Woods.
Maybe as a new disciple of Uncle Bray.
People have been asking whether or not you think Xavier Woods would join the family or something. I don't see it. I can see.
I don't see him joining the family, but being so completely mindfucked.
I can see that to him leaving the New Day,
and coming over to SmackDown.
I can see. And then it also leaves the question. New Day's been around for so long and they work so well together. Like, their characters have just pretty much became New Day characters. Can they, like, do you see that? Like, it's kind of hard to see them separate now.
Yeah, I just feel like this storyline is like a prelude to that, but they're not going to break up the tag team because they're still going to have the titles.
Mm-hmm.
So if the casualty of that would be Woods.
That's understandable.
So
all right,
that's what I'm doing.
Number 8, I'm actually going to change things around, and I'm going to make us be women's wrestler. So right. I'm going Charlotte for Raw. I don't know why I missed an H there.
You're going to need Sasha Banks. Is there any word of whether they're going to split up? Do 2 titles?
For the women's title?
For the women's title?
I don't know.
Bring back the...
no!
The
no! Oh, God, I hope not. I hope Charlotte would be the only exception. Well, even the tag team championship will be the exception too. Like,
if they're not, okay, I'll give you the benefit of the doubt and say they're not.
Okay.
Okay, I'm gonna give you Sasha. I'm gonna take Becky.
Honestly, I'm surprised it took you this long because I'm like,
I'm gonna take Becky Lynch.
Like, why haven't you chose Becky Lynch already, man?
Because I was gonna choose Sasha, but then I was like, if they're not splitting the women's title again, and they're going back and forth through both shows, you're gonna need contenders on both shows, and the number 1 contender on the SmackDown side, I'm gonna go Becky because she's got the storyline right now.
It's just weird. Because
it feels like they're setting up double storylines for the women so that something is going on each show.
I just find it weird because, seriously, like, dividing the world title is one thing. But what more can you do with 2 women's championships? What can you do with 2 tag team championships?
Yeah, true.
I feel like the mid-card titles will be show specific. I like breaking the world title. Not a big fan of it because they did so much to unify it, only to break it up months later. Doy, or what? Or like
my last 2 picks are going to be kind of obvious. One's I pick. One's I.
Let's see. Now I'm trying to think who's. I'm gonna think Chris Jericho is my number 9.
Okay.
You stupid idiot.
I will pick AJ Styles as my number 9. Because I feel like they're going to try to make SmackDown the pure wrestling show. So that's my mindset going in.
That's the only reason why I wanted Cesaro you to pick Cesaro for SmackDown, because you said exactly the SmackDown for pure wrestling, which Cesaro most likely will be a Raw thing or a SmackDown guy. But he's my man crush. I had to choose him. It would just be wrong. It just wouldn't feel right after we record the show that I.
You had the opportunity. I gave you 5 slots, and you didn't. I was gonna take him with the 6. If you didn't take him, I was gonna take him with the 6. I was gonna take Bray as the 5 and take him as the 6. But as soon as you picked Cesaro with the 5, I was like, okay, I could take Zayn first.
All right, now the number 10 spot. I'm trying to think of all the bigger names left. The only name that I can think of who actually would do well on Raw, who would need yes, it would be more pure wrestling for SmackDown, but we need some pure wrestling guys for Raw.
Yeah,
I'm gonna choose Del Rio.
Okay,
as my number 10.
Here's what we're going to do. Okay. I'm going to give you one of your picks back. Put Enzo and Cass as 1. Because I'm going to put the Club as my number 10.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
So you're just not caring about the whole potential splitting them up?
As of this point, no. Because I don't think they're going to split the Club up.
Okay, so Enzo and Cass. I'll just move Enzo up with Cass. So I have a free spot. Let's see. Damn it!
Might as well just put Sasha on there since it's got to be.
No. We only choose one. We choose one woman.
Okay.
Women.
Got it.
Whatever's grammarly correct.
Woman. One. Uno.
Let's see. Looking back, trying to think of who we have. Who would be a good addition for Raw that's not Zack Ryder? No, I'm not choosing Zack Ryder. Shit. Oh shit! Yeah, no one chose Sheamus. Oh, okay. Yeah, I guess I'd put Sheamus, even though I think Sheamus would do better for SmackDown. I think that's why I really didn't pick Sheamus, because if he has someone like Reigns and Orton on the top face side, shit. I feel like Sheamus would do better for SmackDown, but I get just because I can't think of any other name that's not Zack Ryder. I'm seriously, I'm not choosing him. I
refuse.
I refuse. So yeah, I'll just choose Sheamus as my last pick. So there you have it. I'm gonna put a little chart for the final, like the closing moments for our episode this week. So you people listening in don't have to worry about writing this down. We'll make it easy for you because that's what we do. That's what we do. So yeah, that's our choices. May the best man win.
Indeed.
The
bet is not what we have said. Okay,
yeah,
we'll figure something else.
Yeah, no real bets of anything.
We'll figure something else out that's more conducive to how we roll. Because he's not shaving his head and I'm not shaving my beard.
Yeah, we'll do something tolerable for both of us.
Yeah.
So that's what we think. But I'm going to pull a Jeff here. We want to know what you think. What do you think's going to happen for the WWE draft? Who do you think's going to go on Raw? Who do you think's going to go on SmackDown? What did you think of the Cruiserweight Classic? What did you think about Nakamura versus Bálor? We want to know. Leave a comment below if you want to. If you like what you hear, like this video. And if you like us in general, subscribe to our channel. Be sure to find us on Facebook. Look for us, Scholars of Wrestling. Be sure to find us on Twitter at ScholarsOW. And you can find us individually. I'm at the Avataric. Brian's at
Atomic Beanpole.
Are you going to do Atomic Beanpole like different ways of saying it every time now?
Yes.
I'm actually looking forward to that. I can't wait to see different elaborate expressions you'll have for that. But
if only we were on video so you could see it.
Eventually it will happen.
Yeah.
We won't stay as just a audio podcast forever. But we came in as an Enzo and Cass. We kind of have to go out as an Enzo and Cass. So Brian, pull your big Cass moment here.
There's only one word to describe you, and we're gonna spell it out for you. SAWFT, soft. And there's only one word to describe us, and we're gonna spell it out for you. SCHOLARS, scholars. And you have just been schooled. You're welcome.
How you doing?
How you doing?
How you doing?
Let's go out and get a slice.